Hey everybody, it's Somni Respiratory Flux, call me Flux for short, or whatever you want to call me. And in the last episode, we talked to Zelda, learned of our quest to save Hyrule, to get the spiritual stones to save Hyrule, and came here to the ranch to make friends with the horse. Yeah, I mean we did some other stuff too, but that was the main thing we came here for, really. And in this episode, we're gonna keep going with a couple of last things to do before we head off to really start our adventure. Yeah, I know. We're 5 episodes in and we're still not quite started our adventure. Well, don't worry, it's not actually that bad. Wow, I went through some kind of wrong ways. Yeah, at nighttime, the skelly mans come and attack. You want to kind of not annoy that big thing there, because that will be a pain to fight. And yeah, we're going back to the forest, because as Navi told us during the last... Well, not during the last episode, between episodes, because it kind of popped up there. It's like, I wonder what Saria would think if we told her we were going to save Hyrule. So, yeah, what we need to do is, of all things, go back to the forest and check out another area that we haven't been to yet. Never really went up here, but you can kind of climb up on the north side here, and there's this little pathway leading deeper into the woods. Yeah, and this is an area, in fact, called the Lost Woods. And it's called that because if you go the wrong way, it sends you back into the forest somehow. Yeah, don't think too hard about that, because that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Even the map is just a square, so we don't really have a detailed way of telling that, but there are a few things we can do here now that we have everything. First, now that we have our slingshot, we can do this. Score 3 bullseyes in a row, and this Deku Scrub on top of it will kind of hop over and acknowledge our perfect aim, aided by artificially steady hands. Because it's really not that hard. You just aim to the bullseye and just kind of keep firing without touching the control stick. But for doing that, we get an even bigger Deku Seed bag, which can hold 50 bullets, which is the maximum size. Already we have the maximum size slingshot capacity. And then if we come over here, see these two guys with their flutes, and pull out our Ocarina. Oh, and you say... Yeah, this is kind of a Simon Says sort of game. And it just kind of gets longer. I'm probably going to cut out most of this, because it's just kind of... just kind of keeps going. Yeah. You see, this first one, you get a green rupee. And you have to do this 3 times, and it gets progressively longer, but that it makes you go through each song before it gives you the final prize. So that's why I'm going to cut out most of it. And for the second one, you get a blue rupee. And now it'll make you do it once again, and this time you have to do 8 notes in a row at the end. Yes. Okay. I didn't fail that any time, so that was good, but yeah, and that gets you a piece of heart. Honestly, I say it's not quite worth it, but it's a piece of heart. Now, there are 2 ways you can get through the Lost Woods without getting lost. The first way is to just have played the game before and remember the correct path. But the other way, well, we'll get told here right now, actually, because the owl buddy is coming here to talk to us, and he'll tell us about what we can find in the end of the Lost Woods. Your mysterious tune. You should listen for that tune, too. No, we don't want to hear what you said again. Just follow your ears and listen to the sounds coming from the forest. Hoot hoot. Yes, and that's basically what he's saying. At each of these entryways, the one where you hear the music coming from the loudest will lead you onward. There are a couple of shortcuts to other places in the game in here, but we can't really do anything with those quite yet. So all we can really do is follow the pathway through to the Sacred Forest Meadow, which, conveniently, I just happen to know. And yeah. Yep, that was not a threat at all. Yep, so just kind of keep making our way through here. Yeah. Kind of gotta use your shield to deflect the baking nuts that are getting launched at you here, but it's just kind of a fairly simple and repetitive little maze here. You can even see the overhead route that you need to take on the screen right there, so it's not actually that hard at all to navigate. Now, when you come up to the end here, you can worry about these guys, or you can just run past them because you have a lot more room to. And this is an interesting area, don't you think? Might do some good to remember this later. Especially that door that we can't get into yet. But no, here's who we're coming here to find. To say hello to Zarya, and yeah. But yeah, she basically tells us about her secret place. This place would be very important for both of us someday. That's what I feel. Alright. You can talk with spirits in the forest if you play the ocarina here. Would you like to? Yeah. Don't do it! I like that text for some reason. But yeah. And we do, believe it or not, need to come back here and learn this song. Maybe I didn't pick the most convenient time to do it, but I just kind of stuck with my original plan, and I'm doing this now. Does that song sound familiar at all? But yeah, it's... Don't forget this song. No, I don't think I will. It's not like I can if I hear it constantly in this place. But we do now have one more thing we can do before we head back to Kakariko Village to continue our main little quest line here. But first, in order to get there, we have to go back. Yeah, we just kind of came here to this place. Just kind of remember it for later. You go down there, there's a fairy fountain in that hole, which you can get fairies, which fairies in this game you can keep in bottles, now that we have a bottle, and they will revive you instantly upon death. Now in this game, compared to some of the later games in the series, they're actually really overpowered. Oh, and the owl's coming back to say, yeah, we learned a song from Saria. The melody seems to have some mysterious power. There may be some other mysterious songs like this that you can learn in Hyrule. Well, yeah, we already learned 2, and you can't learn Saria's song before learning Zelda's Lullaby, so yeah. You hold it with C where a melody is necessary, a musical staff will appear. I recommend that you play a song you know. I also suggest that you play even when a score is not displayed, just like this. That was a beautiful song. I don't want to hear it again. But yeah, and it'll also tell you, it's like you can check your quest status sub-screen to check songs that you know, but you should also memorize them just to have them ready. But yes, what we need to do is, you can just go back through any of these to go back to Kokiri Forest, but since what I want to do is here in the Lost Woods anyway, it's almost just as fast to just go back there anyway. Now what we want to do is make our way back to the entrance, which is why it would probably be faster to just go the wrong way, and then go this way. And there's this guy here standing on this tree thing. And Navi says it's a Skull Kid. He might be our friend if we do something, so how about we play him a song? And if you play him Saria's song specifically, it has to be Saria's song, because that's the song that's playing in the area. It's like, you know Saria's song? We should be friends. Here, take this. And he gives you another piece of heart. And yeah, that's all you really need to do with that. But while we're here, we should also come over here. And this is the bridge that leads out of the forest, believe it or not. And if you come here, there's this guy, Business Scrub, who, if you reflect their nut back at them, they will sell you stuff. And here, this one's actually pretty good. You can enable you to pick up more Deku sticks, but it'll cost you 40 rupees. Honestly, it's worth it because rupees are really easy to come by in this game, and having more Deku sticks is always useful. Because they're just kind of nice. Especially if you use them to attack, because they do more damage than the Kokiri sword does. Yeah, that's kind of silly, how your initial sword does less damage than a wooden stick. But because the wooden stick breaks every time you use it as an attacking weapon, that's why it's not quite so. That's the reason why they can get away with that, by the way. Is because it breaks, so you have to consume the item to be able to use that to attack. So, essentially, you have an unlimited attack that's a little bit weaker, and you have limited number of attacks that are stronger. That said, it still doesn't really make much sense why a sword does less damage than a stick. But anyway, with that, we now have done everything, every little side thing that we can do outside of Kakariko Village. So, let's say we go visit Kakariko Village and do what we can there. And we want it to be daytime when we go into the village, so that's actually kind of a kind of a good thing that we're taking some time to get here while it's nighttime, so that by the time we get to Kakariko Village, it will be daytime. And you kind of have to cross this bridge. It's a little bit silly. You can take the river, but it's not as easy as it looks. And yes, the sun just came up. And if we go into the village, it's very peaceful. Just kind of nice little village by the mountainside. But there are a few things for us to do here. Now, honestly, they will all take a little bit of time, and I'm not sure how long the video is going to be with everything I've cut, but yeah. There's this little construction site here. And we've got this lady. Oh, I skipped through all of her text. She wants us to bring her chickens back to her, which I will do, but first, I will use the chicken in another way to get to an area that's otherwise inaccessible, and apparently this isn't the intended way of getting this, but it's always how I did it as a kid, so it's kind of strange to me that it's not. Oh, okay. Let's try this again. But you can use the chicken here to glide a bit. And if you toss it up these little flat steps here and glide to this little scaffold beam thing here. Oh, seriously? This is getting absurd. Oh, come back here. Man, I am really having a problem picking up these chickens. I don't know why, but I had problems with that last episode, and I'm having problems with it this episode. It's just very precise where you have to be to pick up the chicken. Hey, come back here. Come back here. Thank you. Yeesh. Okay, that worked somehow. Wasn't what I meant to do, but it worked. Throw the chicken in there. And we got our 4th piece of heart, which completes another heart container. Which now gives us 5 heart containers, and that chicken is also still in that pen. So, what we now have to do is gather more chickens. And this can be quite a time-consuming endeavor because they're kind of scattered all over the place. And sometimes they make them so that you have to glide with one chicken to get to another chicken and then take both back. Hey. But fortunately, it's not that hard to do. It's just time-consuming. So I might speed this up a little bit. Especially because there's not really a whole lot to talk about with the chickens. But no. I don't know. I might kind of talk a bit about what I try to do with my LPs in terms of, like, the style. Because that's something that I've noticed. Everyone has their own different style of doing LPs. Some people are, okay, Link, you did that little weird turnaround dance there. That's cool. But no, some people try to be super informative and planned out and methodical about their LPs. Other people just do really relaxed, casual, like, just sort of start up the game and not really have a particular plan, just kind of do what comes to mind. That was supposed to go farther. Not sure why that didn't. But, and other people, and then on another sort of scale, some people are more serious about how they take the game. Some people are a lot more relaxed and sometimes even like just kind of, they don't take the games. Some people take the game particularly seriously. Some people don't take it very seriously at all, and like just kind of get the humor value out of things rather than taking the story seriously. I kind of do a little bit of both of those, but I also tend to be a lot more casual than methodical. But I still like to show everything and do 100% run in my LPs, I guess. I don't know why. It's just, I want to show everything that the games have to offer, and just kind of do all of it. But I don't really like putting in a ton of effort into planning it first. And that might just be because I'm admittedly sort of lazy. But yeah, it's just kind of, yeah, I don't really know. But yeah, I just kind of pick up the game, play, and do everything in some way or another, and I don't really have a whole lot of super methodically planned out editing jokes or anything like that, or like extra information to talk about aside from what's directly in the game, like some LPers do. And I guess in some ways I feel like I could be doing a lot more to make my LPs stand out, but honestly, I just kind of like playing games, really. It's like, does there have to be anything more to it than that? I enjoy playing games, and I want to kind of have some fun with that. But, yeah. I think this is the last of the chickens. I might be missing one. What do you have to say? Thank you for finding my cuckoos. I have allergies, so I get goosebumps when I touch them. And why are you trying to keep them then? Fine glass. So for that we get an empty bottle, so it's actually worth it. That's 2 bottles and all the slingshot upgrades. Please don't tease my cuckoos. And with that, there's one more thing I want to kind of show before I end this episode. That's if you come into here, into this House of Skulltula. This guy will talk to you here. It's like we all look like this because of the spider's curse. If every spider of the curse in the entire world were destroyed, the curse would be broken. When you destroy a spider of the curse, a token will appear. Collect it as proof of your achievement. The number next to this icon on the quest status subscreen indicates how many spiders of the curse you have destroyed so far. When this icon is displayed next to the name of the area on the map subscreen, there are no more spiders in that area. Look for them not only out in the open, but also inside the dungeons. Of course, this is just our dream. You don't have to do it if you don't want to. If you break the curse on my family, we will make you very rich. So basically, this is the spider rewards. If you get... There are 100 spider golden Skulltulas in the game. I have beaten 5. For every 10 up through 50, you get a reward, and then you get a reward for the last 100. The reward for the final reward for getting all 100 is honestly not particularly worth it, but I'm going to get it anyway, just to show it. But some of the other rewards are actually very worth your time. So, yeah. That was just kind of a little side thing to show. And next time, on Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, we will keep exploring the area around Kakariko Village and see if we can finish up everything we need to in order to get on with the quest and head up through that gate to Death Mountain Trail. This has been Somni Respiratory Flux. Respond, vibrate, feedback, resonate in the comments below. Tell me everything I did. Or rather, well, what you think of what I did. And I'll see you next time. May the good elephant guide your way.